Hello, trainers. So, I'm going to go over just some of my personal opinions on what you should have ready for PvP battles. So, of course, you're going to want to have your top Pokemon. So, Mewtwo, Tyranitar, Dragonite, these six Pokemon here, Metagross as well, are my top Pokemon. So, you're probably going to be seeing a lot of that in the Master League when I get into the leagues here. And then another thing you want to think about is definitely legendary Pokemon. You want to have legendary Pokemon fully powered. Um, the birds are a good option. Just any legendaries. They're going to be really good for the Master League. So yeah, and then another thing you want to definitely think about is evolutionary item Pokemon. Evolutionary item Pokemon perform really well in battle, so you're definitely going to want to have some of these ready. And these can come out at lower CPs and still be very effective, so you'll definitely want some of these on your team, especially in the Great and Ultra League, since the CP cap is much lower, 1500 for the Great League and 2500 for the Ultra League. Another thing to think about is making type teams. So, say you wanted a ghost team and you had all Gengars with ghost moves. That would be one option you could go with, and that's something that's seen a lot in the TV show and in the main series games. Trainers that are exclusive to one type of Pokemon. Another thing to think about is you're definitely going to want to bring shinies into the battles, because while shinies' stats appear to be the same as their non-shiny counterpart, a lot of times the shiny Pokemon seems to perform better in battle from my personal experience. So consider bringing in your shinies as well. A full shiny team is definitely an option to consider. Another thing is Pokemon like this Pokemon, Arcanine with Wildfire or with Wild Charge. So this is a fire type Pokemon, but it has an electric move. So if you brought it into battle against a water Pokemon, they would think that they're going to be able to dominate you, but then you would surprise them with an electric move. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. That's something you want to consider. Yeah, evolutionary item Pokemon from Gen 1. These Pokemon haven't really had much use in the game yet, because gym battles really don't serve much purpose right now. They're not much of a challenge. But yeah, definitely having these evolutionary item Pokemon, and also the Sinnoh Stone Pokemon. They're another Pokemon you're going to definitely want to consider bringing into the battles with you. And also Alolan Pokemon. Alolan Pokemon are very strong as well. Like this Muck here, if I had not powered him up all the way, he would be able to compete in the Ultra League, and he'd probably mess up a lot of Pokemon. So, yeah, another thing is starters. Starters are always good. They're strong. And as you can see, some of these starters are close to the 2500 mark. So, you can definitely find a starter that you can bring into the Ultra League. Yeah, and then as for the Great League, we're going to have to take a look at lower CP Pokemon. So you're definitely going to want evolutions, with lower CPs. That's a good option. Like, for instance, this Alolan Muck right here. It's not quite under 15 CP, but you guys get the idea. So, yeah, definitely like legendaries that haven't been powered up that are close to the 1500 mark. Those would be good. Full evolutions that haven't been powered up all the way. Like this Butterfree here. Like, let's see. I bet its IVs aren't very good. So it's only decent. It's only a decent appraisal. So that means it doesn't have that great of IVs. So in this case, IVs can be helpful because if you have a lower IV, then you can have a higher evolution Pokemon that's stronger than its pre-evolution, of course, and you can bring it into the league with you. But if it was a higher CP, it might cap out at like, 1550 and be too high to bring into the league. So yeah, that's another thing to think about. Yeah, I mean that pretty much sums it up. Another thing is these Pokemon that don't have evolutions, that are single standalone Pokemon, like the Seviper, they'll also be good contenders just because they are just already high CP where they're at, and they don't need to be evolved or anything. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of things to consider here, guys. Teenage Pokemon. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of these in the Great League. Because they could be, you can almost max out their CP and still keep them in the Great League, but not end up going past the CP limitation with a Charizard evolution. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I just want to share some of my thoughts on that, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching, trainers.